Alright, good evening again. Cue up a little more Baroque music. I'm into the Baroque period. So, World Economic Forum. Don't know if you've heard of them before, but they're a bunch of globalist cocksuckers that are pushing their own communist global agenda. So, they're using COVID as this cover to push this thing called the Great Reset. And we're not going to go into that. But there's one aspect of the Great Reset which is very concerning to me, and that's this future of food. So, who is the World Economic Forum? Well, they're 3,000 business leaders, international political leaders, economists, celebrities. Why do we give a fuck about what celebrities think about global issues? And journalists. They fall into the same category because journalism in the United States is at least just a fucking clown shit show. Uh, Now, this is the future of food. They want you to eat weeds. Now, they're the World Economic Forum in Davos every January. I'm sure they serve the finest lobster, the A5 Kobe beef, Russian caviar, $10,000 a bottle of wine. But you you can't have any of that. You're gonna have to eat weeds. So let's just go through here. Weeds can be nutritious and tasty if we know which ones to pick. Yeah, don't pick the wrong ones because you might poison yourself. And tasty. Well, one could argue that weeds are not tasty. Otherwise, we eat them. And even then, you have to ask yourself: do you really want to eat green leaves? I mean, I don't. And I mean, you can lie to yourself and say you do, but if you do, usually throw a bunch of ranch dressing on it or put meat on it. That's usually what you do to make it a little bit more palatable. I mean, they can be a reliable food source, help capture carbon. That's bullshit. Boost yield and identify soil problems. So let's see. One, they're easy to grow. Okay, that's a fair point because it's the reason why they're called nuisance plants is they grow just about anywhere. They can be rich in nutrients. A lot of people, this is really open for debate now. I do study a lot of nutrition, and most of my nutrition knowledge kind of goes against the grain of what's considered best practices. I eat a lot of meat. I basically live a carnivore adjacent diet, and it has solved almost all of my health problems and has cut my weight. And right now, in my mid 40s, I am as strong as I've been in my entire life. So, purslane is surprisingly high in omega-3 fatty acids. Okay, pause right there. TO. So, purslane does contain a decent amount of an omega-3 fatty acid called ALA. Okay, the only two omega-3 acids you need to consume are EPA and DHA. Okay, this ALA doesn't convert into anything, either one of those two, at remotely close to high levels. It's like fraction of a percentage if you're lucky. Some people can't make that conversion. So I don't want to eat stinging nettles, which are a source of calcium, iron, and magnesium, as well as vitamin C. Vitamin C, we'll give that maybe, but the reason why you don't want to eat green leaves is because they're rich in something called oxalic acid. Okay, it's an anti-nutrient, and it occurs naturally in many foods, especially vegetables. And the toxicity is, oh God, it can't be carcinogenic. But one of the problems is when you mix it with calcium, it forms calcium oxalate, which is kidney stones. I don't know about you. I don't want kidney stones. I've known a guy who had them twice, and he said that it was the most miserable thing he's ever had to live through. So, the most miserable thing I ever had to live through was a dislocated patella. But yeah, that's pretty miserable. But anyway, back to let's take a look at what foods are high in oxalic acid. Let's see, chives, which is green leaves, purslane, aforementioned purslane, which I had this weed in my front yard in Tampa. It was ridiculously hard to get rid of. Well, that and my zero effort. Green leaves, green leaves, green leaves, green leaves, beet leaves, green leaves, rhubarb leaves, carrot, carrot, collards, green leaves, lettuce, green leaves, watercress, green leaves. Okay, so again, no one really wants to eat green leaves, but whatever. So let's see. We need to diversify our diet. Again, this goes against my nutritional tenets, and that is my philosophy is there are 3 superfoods, and of course you need water. The 3 superfoods are beef. Okay, doesn't matter if it's ground beef, doesn't matter if it's steak, it could be fillets, whatever. Any kind of beef. Could be beef liver. Beef liver is a superfood. Number 2, chicken egg. Chicken egg is gram for gram the highest nutrition food on the planet. All right, and then the thing about beef and chicken, and sardines, which is number 3, is all of their nutrients are fat soluble, and beef, chicken, and sardines all contain a decent amount of fat. So fat soluble. That's why plants suck. That's why you probably don't even need to eat plants. But some people feel like they have to, and maybe they think they should. But again, a carnivore adjacent diet is the closest I can describe mine. And again, my blood work is fine. They taste great. Yeah, I'm sure. So young dandelion leaves, which were used as food when you don't have anything else, and because dandelion, I believe, is French for something lion. Dandelion, yeah, that's great mental gymnastics there. Again, this is a sorrel, chickweed, also in that oxalic acid list. People don't want to eat this stuff. I mean, if the option, get the dick out of your mouth, Steve. If the option is to eat dandelion leaves or nothing, people will eat dandelion leaves. But luckily, they have not fucked our economy up yet, so that this is on the table. I mean, it can come. I mean, if they rig Joe Biden in and Kamala Harris, who knows? He could sign up for this. Who knows? So, anything else these globalist cocksuckers want for us? Okay, why we are disgusted. Why we find a psychologist explains why we find some food disgusting, and why it matters. Okay, I don't want to eat grubs. Okay, eating things like insects in a wealthy society is not considered an option. Yeah, because we have things called grocery stores and farms and animal husbandry. When your options are insects or starve, your choices are limited. So it's not a cultural thing. I mean, maybe it is, but this is so they eat insects in Thailand. Okay, that's good. Good for them. That's great. It's not my culture. So okay, so people are attracted to symmetric, expectedly shaped objects. So a well-proportioned apple will draw attention, but one that's a tomato with blossom end rot. It's sure you cut that blossom end rot out, it's just as tasty and quote nutritious unquote. But no one will buy that because food has to appeal to your eyes. Okay, plant protein versus insect-based. And when they say insect-based foods, they mean insect-based protein. There's already something called cricket flour out there. I'm sure they're going to make a cricket protein drink. And again, plant protein is a very misleading term. So I know people say, oh, beans are high in protein. Beans and rice, high in protein. Well, the amino acid profile of beans, plus they have their own anti-nutrients. I think they're called lectins. Also block, the absorption of those amino acids. So if you want a protein powder or you want to eat protein, eat food with protein like beef, chicken, pork. Don't drink protein shakes unless you need it for some reason, and very few people should need it. And if you're going to drink a protein drink whey. or beef protein. Way better for you. Absorbed way better. Anyway, I'll get off that soapbox. So, standard drinks versus drinks with ingredients reclaimed from sewage. Yeah, again, we live in a very fresh water friendly part of the world over here, down in Northeast Florida. And yeah, I mean, if the options are sewage water or fresh water, I'm going to take fresh water. I'll be selfish like that. So, and medicines versus medicines with ingredients extracted from sewage. Again, I'm unaware of. I don't know very much, but I didn't know that was a practice. So again, I'll take chemically formulated medicines versus shit meds. So naturalness. I mean, yeah, if your options are no water or water reclaimed from sewage, I'll take that second option in that case. But so they're wanting us to think differently about emotion eliciting stimuli. So yeah, that's disgusting. So again, this Great Reset is the big ask, and what they're going to try to do is incrementally chip away, get little wins until they basically have achieved everything. So the very incremental step. They have a long game, and luckily I'm old enough. I'm probably gonna be dead before any of this comes to fruition. But people need to fight back and just say no, and that's what they got to do. So unless you just want to eat insects and sewage water, I mean, those are your options. So anyway, I blabbed on for actually only 12 minutes. It felt like longer, but I'm gonna cut it off right here. Remember to plan for the best, prepare for the worst. God bless.